Are you manifesting as God, or are you manifesting as this 3D version of you? I want to share with you several success stories, and I get these every day, but I wanted to give you several success stories that I have received from my clients already this week. And I want to show you the difference of when you're manifesting as a 3D version of yourself, which is going to feel very stressed, anxious, wondering how, looking, all of those emotions that feel awful. And I know I've been there. Or when you're manifesting as God, and the difference in what that looks like. So before we get started, my name is Rose, and if you are new, welcome to The Rosey Life. I am a success and confidence coach, and I love to help people get out of their own way so that they step into their power and have the life that they dream of. If you're interested in working with me one-on-one, you can go to TheRoseyLife.com. And if you're interested in signing up for our badass confidence course and community, you can go to TheRoseyLife.com. There I show up every Wednesday with a live video. You pay once and you're in for life, and it is a wonderful community, and they are sharing success stories with each other as well, because they're really getting this, right? They're really starting to understand that the relationship with themselves is creating that confidence, which is Christ consciousness. Okay, so this is the most sustainable, concrete, rock solid way for you to have what you want. Everything else is going to be a technique and trying and starting over, and it's going to feel like a lot of work. So if you're interested in learning more about that, again, the information is down below. So I have several success stories already from this week, last week. I mean, I get these all the time, and I read them in my Badass Confidence course all the time. The aha moments going off left and right. They get it, right? The more that they're in here, and the more they're sustainable with these focus and these ideas, that they're getting it, that the relationship with your higher self is literally the only relationship in the world that matters for you to have the life that you desire. And a lot of people think it is very complicated, and at first it might feel complicated, and that is normal, as I've said in other of my videos, because the logical mind, the 3D version of you, the ego, all of those terms, okay, they're all in an effort to try to get answers and understand, and like, what are the steps? How do I do it? And this goes beyond the logic. This goes beyond ego. This goes beyond you trying to figure something out. This is more about you remembering who you are. And that is what I focus on in my one-on-one coaching and in this Badass Confidence community and course. Because without that connection between you and your higher self, it's going to feel like a struggle. And I know I did it for years, and it felt awful. It was miserable, and it felt like so much work. And I felt like I just never could get the answers. And as I said before in my last video, that the ego will never be satisfied, and you will never fulfill it, and you will never get the process or the technique down perfectly. It will feel like you do, and then it'll feel like nothing happens, and you'll just go on this constant hamster wheel of trying to make it work. Well, there is a much easier and much more fulfilling and satisfying and a feeling of peace about going about these things that you desire. Okay, you soon realize that it's not so much about what you're getting or manifesting. That all just comes anyway, but it's more about you finally putting your butt on your throne as the king or queen of your life, because that is who you are, that is what you are, and understanding that you are the center, that everything comes to you, that you are not begging, chasing, pleading, hoping, wishing, dreaming. No, that you are, when you get closer to your higher you, I love to call it my higher me, because that just feels more personal to me, but you can call it whatever you want. It feels more natural, and you build this trust, this confidence relationship with yourself, with your higher self, between the 3D version of you and that higher self, and that becomes inseparable, unstoppable, and limitless, and you don't have to worry about if you can have something, or if someone can change, or if you need to do a technique, or if you need to do something different. You don't have to worry about all those things, because those things happen automatically when you know who the fuck you are, okay? And I can't even emphasize how powerful this is, and everyone that I work with is starting to see it. So again, I think about a month or two ago, I had another client that she signed up for this one-on-one 90-day coaching with me, and she was just like, I had never invested that much with for myself in coaching, and it not only paid off, but it came back to her tenfold. So the amount that she invested, she received it 10 times and more in her salary, in a new job that she wanted. And again, I just got a new success story just a few minutes ago from another client who had been trying for years to get a job. She had applied on LinkedIn. She had exhaustively tried to apply, interview, connect with other employers. She tried manifesting changes at her current job. She tried manifesting her self-concept. She was doing everything and anything that she could to get into a different situation, a different environment, different job, different people, more money, all of those things. And there was a lot of things that she wanted for this new position. She felt like it was just a long list and she didn't know how. So when I started working with her one-on-one, every week that's what we would focus on, is about her not focusing on all of those things, because your higher you, your I am, the being within you, knows down to the wire, down to the most littlest detail of what you want. And when you learn to trust that inner being, your desires already, not only are they fulfilled, they're ready for you. You don't have to keep hammering affirmations and visualizing over and over again, because remember, your desires, first of all, aren't even yours. They originate from the higher you. So of course your higher you knows what the hell you want, because it was your higher you's idea in the first place for you to have it. So you don't have to worry about if your higher you knows exactly down to the most detail what you want. So when this client and I worked together, that's what we did, is we worked on building her trust, her confidence in herself. And actually our 90 days are almost up, I think next week. And at the beginning, the first day, one of her first goals that she said to me is, she says she wants to feel confident in herself to be able to have anything that she wants. And last week in our session, she mentioned to me, she says, you know what, I went back in my notes and I looked at what it is that I wanted to accomplish in working with you. Most importantly, I wanted to have the confidence that I could have anything and anyone any way I wanted. And she said, I was driving around and I was thinking about what it is that I wanted to get out of our time together, since it's coming to a close. And she says, I got it. She says, I literally got what I wanted and more, because now she just has this attitude of just kicking back, putting your feet up, and trusting in her higher self and allowing everything to come to her. She's not doing any techniques. She's not doing anything. So her email, she told me that she was approached on LinkedIn, or I think somewhere, or a recruiter or something. She was approached. She didn't even apply for this job. She was approached by a company and they offered her a job that she is blown away, that it's not even advertised, it's not even out there. And she said the more that the interviewer spoke about the details of the job, the more that my client was laughing, because it was everything that she wanted and more, okay? It wasn't it didn't check off some of the boxes, it checked off all of the boxes, and even is paying her $20,000 more a year than she was looking for. Okay, she had already wanted more money and they gave her $20,000 more a year than she even asked for. And she was blown away. She said, there is no way, Rose, that I could have searched and looked for this perfect job for me. There's no way that I could have done this on my own. But when I turned to my higher me knew exactly what to bring me, what to give me, and I didn't even have to go look for it. They reached out to her. And this is what I want to really highlight, is that it does not matter what things look like. It only matters what you put your faith in. Another story too is another client. She walked into a dealership to go have something, some work on her car done, and it was I think she said it's a Land Rover. And she walked into a Land Rover dealer, and they said, "Sure, we'll take care of your car." But she said she hadn't bought it at that dealership. So the dealership said, "No, well, we're going to work on your car, but unfortunately, because you did not buy your car from us, we cannot give you a loaner car while the work is being done." And she said, "Really?" And they said, "Yes." They said, "We're sorry, but you can go to a car rental agency down the street." And she's like, "Oh, bummer." And she was still like waiting for paperwork, and she was sitting there. She said, "But I want a loaner car. I don't want to go get a rental car. I'll do it if I have to." She said, "But I was counting on getting a loaner car." And she said, well, she walked up to the register to go pay and get a receipt for her car. And the second salesperson approached her, and they said, "Okay, here's sign here." And she said, "Hey, so I really can't get a loaner car from you guys?" And the guy said, "Yeah, no." This different person said also, "Yeah, sorry, no, we can't. You know, it's like it's clear here on the paperwork, unless you purchase a car from us, we can't give you a loaner car." And she said, "Damn." She said, "All right, well, where's the car rental?" And he said, "It's down the street. I can have the shuttle take you over there if you'd like." And she said, "Okay." And she still was thinking in her mind, she's like, "Damn, I rented the loaner car." Within 30 seconds, the guy said, "You know what? Never mind. I'm just going to go ahead and give you a loaner car. Don't worry about it." He says, I'll take care of you." And she smiled, and she instantly knew that she was the one that created that. She knew. She said, "I didn't care what all of these salespeople were telling me, that no, you can't have it, or that it was on a document that they made me sign, or even if they had a big sign that says you can't have a loaner car if you didn't get your car here in a big neon sign." She did not care. She chose to still look beyond the obstacle and stick with what she wanted. And she was willing to go over there. She accepted her current reality. She accepted what they were saying and was ready to go get a loaner car from a rental agency, right? She accepted the way it is, but still her higher self knew that she had this desire. And so it was given to her because she trusts in her higher self. And that is the thing that I work on the most with all of my clients, whether it's one-on-one or if you're in my Badass Confidence course. That is the thing that I focus on most. And it is like the opposite of what I personally also learned, and what a lot of people are taught, that you just have to keep pounding in your head what it is that you want with affirmations and visualize and really stick to it. And when you know who the hell you are, you don't have to do any of that. And that is what is so incredible to me. And honestly, my personal journey has been along that line. What I'm explaining to you, that I came from the law of attraction, of that you had to be positive and not think bad thoughts. That created me avoiding my current reality, that created me avoiding feeling negative things, that created so much resistance that I carried resistance for years. And then I started learning more about who the hell I am and how to trust in my higher self, because it was a very like esoteric, mystical, like kind of like, oh, the universe. It's like, you know, you think of like planet and stars and all of that. You don't really realize that you are God. You are the I am. And I'm not talking about the Bible or religious versions of gods or anything like that, okay? Because that's, if you listen to Neville Goddard, you understand that Neville Goddard is not religious, and he's not talking about Jesus or God in a religious way. He's talking about, this is the symbol, right, of who you are. I am. You are that God. You are the God that the Bible speaks of, that you are that universe. And you don't have to call it God. You can call it whatever the hell you want, okay? But just refer to it and know that this is within you. It's not something outside of you. So for me, it really helps for me to identify with my higher me, or I refer to as God, because that just, it resonates with me. And I kind of struggled with this at the beginning, but when I found the wording that just resonated with me, it just helped me create that deeper relationship with my I am. So those are just a couple of stories, you guys. I have so many stories of how easy my clients are seeing that all they got to do is sit their butt on their throne and focus on the relationship with their higher self, and everything just flows. Everything just flows. The neediness is gone, the longing is gone, the wanting is gone, the not feeling good enough or not worthy. All of that stuff is gone. I bought into all of that stuff too, you guys, okay? But when you understand who the hell you are, right, you don't have to do anything but focus on your power, your divine self, and that brings you everything you want. All right, so that is how you manifest as God, not from your 3D version. The 3D version of you is going to feel stressed. It's going to feel like you haven't done enough, that you need to do more, that something's missing, that you got to get it, that there's something for you to understand, that you have to change yourself, that all of those things, right? If you didn't watch my last video about doubt, I really get into why that's there and why that's normal, and that's just there. You don't have to change that part of you. That's trying to change this 3D version of you, and you don't have to do that. You step into my other video talk about is shifting into the reality of you that already has these things, okay? So really creating this hierarchy. You want to create this hierarchy within, if you will, of you are God of everything. You are not these realities. You are not these thoughts. You are not these feelings. You are not these personalities. You're not these identities. You are not these self-concepts. You are not these affirmations. You are none of these things, because you're above it, and yet you are all of it. So you are not any of those, but yet they all belong to you. You use all of those things as your tools, as you desire, as you want to, but you are above all of them, okay? All right, my loves, I know this video is helpful for you, and I intend that it encourages you to really focus in the relationship with your higher self more than anything, right? Because when you do, the world literally falls on your lap the way you want it. All right, I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.